soaked up pressure. I was particularly impressed with Ogeyonazi. Mikel Obi didn't come to the party in the middle, and I can excuse him. He had just played on Saturday, they traveled on Sunday, no training, and then they had to play on Monday. And Nigerians have been so critical of these guys. Ejide was fantastic. Vincent Eyama came in, he was brilliant. Don't forget that the back four is entirely made up of home-based lads, and these home-based lads that we've been talking about, and 3 of them will be a chant tournament, definitely. Solomon Kwambe, Benjamin Francis, and Azubuike Igweke. So, 3, and you could say Igweke kept on committing mistakes in the first half against Balotelli. I mean, he must have been watching so much Balotelli on TV that he was starstruck when he saw Balotelli. But in the second half, this guy, you're a man. Come on, I will play you. And Igweke raced his game in the second half. It was a brilliant performance. Shalabobi, you mentioned him. Moses too came to the party a little bit. He was tired. But having said that, by DK, Oyema came on, as I said, and he made a lot of saves. They had to introduce Pirlo into this game to turn it around. And when Pirlo came, Nazi tried to match him. Mikel was absent. But having said all that, it was fantastic scholar. And I like what Alian said. Actually, let's round off with the Super Eagles. Now, look, Keshi did come out to say that there's going to be some headache for him to actually select his final 23. With the way these boys have been playing, like he did analyze, how we say Solomon Kwambe, that probably will be a substitute or a backup for Elderson Echejilo or if Ambrose, if you should do that. And Babuna also. Now, we have the likes of John Ogu, we have the likes of Shalami Obi, we have Baidike as well. And these were 23 guys that were invited for the tournament. Selecting the final 23 will be some issue for Keshi.
It's a bit difficult for Keshi. I don't want to get and take his job right now, because it will be one of the toughest jobs to do in the world or Africa, to say the least. Because we still have out there people like the likes of Ike Uche, the Aniche Reis, that are not in the squad right now, that would likely get a run in this team, maybe in friendly games, and as the World Cup draws near, fight for a chance to go to the World Cup. I like the way the team is playing. I like the way the team has been set up by Keshi. But another thing I like about this team is Keshi is not afraid to experiment with his formations. I keep talking about formation. Tactics is very important to me, and your tactics tells how much your team play. Keshi experiments with the 4-3-3, 4-2-2, 4-4-2 formation, and
you have the opinion that would determine the kind of boys will be.
Exactly, because if you change formations, it means some players need to adapt to your formations, and tactics is key in winning the World Cup.
Do you think Oduamadi will suffer at some point in time?
I think he will. Except he's drafted permanently to the wings, where he can play to his full potentials, because he's a very skillful lad and very fast and quick on the ball. But playing him in the middle is always a problem to him, especially. He doesn't dictate the pace of the game, so it's better for him to play on the wings, where he can really flourish.
Okay, that's all we can take on the local league. Let's move on to some European action. There were games played in the EPL yesterday. We saw so many games across different leagues. We'll start with the English Premier League, and we did see West Ham lose 0-3 to Chelsea. Some of the scorelines will come on the screen in a minute from now. We saw All City play 0-1 with Crystal Palace. Arsenal played 2-0 over Southampton. Fulham played 1-2 with Swansea. All City lost 0-1 to Crystal Palace. Newcastle played 2-1 with Norwich City, and Everton played 3-3 with Liverpool. So many goals, not the boring moment, so to speak. Now, the most interesting for me was Everton taking on Liverpool. Then you get the chance to talk about Southampton and Arsenal as well. Definitely, that game yesterday was one of the most interesting Merseyside derbies that you would ever see. Fantastic game. Coutinho scored first for Liverpool, and Everton were actually paid back. They had to actually come back into the game, and they actually did, and Lukaku scored some brilliant goals. It must be said that all 6 goals were actually from set pieces. Even Suarez scored a fantastic free kick from outside the yard. Brilliant. And then when Lukaku got that header, we thought, okay, 3-2 was going to end, and then Sturridge had other ideas from a set piece as well. And it was a game that should have actually ended even, because every of the 22 players on pitch, including the substitutes, actually put a good man's job, a good man's shift into yesterday's game. But coming back to the Arsenal-Southampton game, it was a brilliant game. I'm going to be wondering what was wrong with Borucci, but it's ridiculous. I mean, in the Premiership, you don't see a keeper see that. If a producer who allows a producer to see that clip again, you don't see that often in the Premiership. We must mention this. Southampton are the team with the third meanest defense in the whole going into that game. That considered just 5 goals all the season. I think it's only Bayern Munich and Barcelona, or in all Europe, or Lille or something, that has considered less than 5. And we all thought, where's Arsenal going to get the goals from? And they needed luck. Arsenal actually needed luck yesterday. Jacquisha hit the bar, Ramsey hit the bar, but
they had to be gifted, goals by the goalkeeper. I don't know what he was trying to do.
Yeah, I'll tell you what Mauricio said. Mauricio, the coach, said normally he encourages the coach, the keeper, to actually start the build-up. So it was difficult for him. It was a decision that he took late. He wanted to start a play from the back by giving it to Klein from the right fullback position. But my brother, man, this guy has been on you for and you're making 3 passes.
If he was Bentner, he would do that 11 times and dribble him. But it was a Giroud. You've seen him. His link-up play is very. He chokes you. His follow-up play is Giroud. Come on, and you try to dribble him. You try to dribble him again. It didn't work. You try to go again. Just kick this ball to throw in or something.
Oh, yeah, no, but what this says for Arsenal FC is that they stay on top with about 4 points, and if you get to see the log right now, Arsenal are on top with 28 points. They say a drift of Liverpool with about 4 points. Liverpool are second with 24 points, tied on points with Chelsea, but they enjoy the same goal difference anyway. So Liverpool and Chelsea have 24 points apiece, and we have Southampton in fourth with 22 points. That will change should Manchester United or Tottenham, as well as Manchester City, actually pick up points today. So that's what we have. Those are the games. We have Man City taking on Tottenham, Cardiff taking on Manchester United. Easy game for Cardiff. For Man U, you would want to say? I
don't think it will be an easy game. Yes, Cardiff have lost at home before against Newcastle and Tottenham Hotspur, and drew against Everton, but they won against Manchester City, and another Manchester team is coming into the Cardiff Stadium to play. It won't be a very easy one for Manchester United, knowing the fact that they won't be having Jones play today, and Carrick also is out for 6 weeks. So it's a big problem for Manchester United to dominate in midfield, knowing the fact that Fellaini has not clicked, and he'll be the one to man the midfield for today's game, maybe with a Cleverly. So it's a problem for United, but going forward with Van Persie and Rooney, they will trouble any defense in the world. So that will count for United going into this particular game, but it's going to be very, very difficult, especially when it comes to aerial balls, because Campbell will trouble United on air, and he's a former United boy and wants to prove a point. And going over to the Manchester City game, it will be a very difficult one for Tottenham Hotspur. They don't get to score a lot of goals in the Premier League, and they go to a Manchester City team that have 100% record at home. So it will be very, very difficult for Tottenham Hotspur and Villas-Boas, and they'll be missing one of their creative and the most creative head in their team. That's Eriksen. He will not be part of this game, and Adebayo will be coming back to play his first game this season, maybe on the bench though. But Manchester City on their own have injury problems. The receiver, the most creative player in the team, will not be available, and Vincent Kompany, their captain, will not also be available. So it's looking dicey. It will be a low scoring game for me. It will be a very low scoring game.
There'll be a winner.
There'll be a winner. There's no draw in this one.
That's why I need this game, as the pressure on FVB will actually start back. Let's go straight to the Spanish La Liga that had some fantastic actions. We saw about 23 goals, games that were played yesterday in the Spanish La Liga. Cristiano Ronaldo joining Messi, in the hospital. No, okay. But he took treatment room. Thank you. He took a knock yesterday, and he couldn't finish the game when he came back for second half. We saw Barcelona play 4-0 with that Messi over Granada. Almeria lost 0-5 to Real Madrid. Real Sociedad got 4-3 over Celta de Vigo, and Atletico Madrid played 7-0 over Getafe. Atletico Madrid making an emphatic statement. They really want to stay second. If they can't try to win the league, they really want to stay second. Real Madrid also had Gareth Bale scoring 2 teams. Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid.
You're correct. Atletico Madrid, they're fine on all God. They're blazing right now, and 4 different scorers yesterday, but emphasis must be on Raul Garcia, David Villa, and Diego Costa. The first 2 actually got braces, and then Diego Costa actually got 1 goal. It was brilliant for them. They ran right out over Getafe, so to speak. And then coming back to Real Madrid, they had 5 different scorers. Immediately everybody would have seen 0-5. You'll have thought Cristiano Ronaldo will have scored a hat-trick or 4 goals out of that. But he limped out and didn't complete that game. But everybody scored, so to speak. Bale scored, Isco scored, Cristiano Ronaldo scored, Benzema scored. So they shared the spoils, so to speak, and it was brilliant, going away to actually defeat Almeria, and they didn't actually concede.
For me, in that particular game, the highlight for me in that game was Ramon Aziz, the Nigerian, the under-20 the under-17 captain, and then under-20. He played brilliantly well in the midfield, and he's a very, very good player. Maybe Keshi will just look in his direction and throw an invitation to him to fight for World Cup.
Just in case you want to talk to Ramon Aziz, maybe we should let's take a look at the log. Barcelona on top with about 40 points, massive points, and they have played just 14 games. We have Atletico Madrid in second, 3 points adrift of Barcelona. Impressive run for them, and they've played about 14 games as well. Real Madrid are third with 34 points. Almeria, Real Vallecano, and Real Betis occupy the last 3 on the table with 12 points, and 9 points for Real Betis. That's it. Games that we'll see today, we'll see Sevilla playing host to Real Betis, Levante take on Villarreal, Real Vallecano take on Espanyol, and Elche will be playing against Valencia. That is what we have in the